Hello. Hello, everyone. Can everybody hear me? Yes. Okay, perfect. Well, welcome to First and Third at 3 o'clock. Today's August 21st. Today, we're going to be covering some good topics that I know everybody would love to have a little insight on, and that's Google Chrome. So can everybody see my screen, my Google Chrome instance here? With the background, it says Google. I get confirmation?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So with Google Chrome, that's what most employees should be using. We are a Google shop. So that means we run Google Drive, Google Documents, Google Chrome. We try to use everything in the Google, um, I would say, inside the Google umbrella. It makes things easier. It allows for a single point of management, and Chrome basically adheres to everything we need as a company. It allows us to open the files we need to. It allows us to customize the things. It integrates with our Google Drive. It even has extensions for Ring Central to be able to answer phones. So we'll get into that here in just a few. But first, I wanted to start off by discussing syncing of your data. So as you can see up here in the top right corner, I hope all of you can see that pretty well. It says paused right now. That means that currently it is not syncing any of my data to the cloud. So right here, it shows bookmarks at the top of the screen. These bookmarks are synced and saved. So let's say my computer crashed, knock on wood, my computer crashed, and I had to go buy a new computer and sign in. As soon as I sign in on the profile over here with my user ID, it will then appear all of my bookmarks on the bookmarks bar. It will also sync and copy all of your passwords. So for any of those sites that you can't remember those passwords for, if you're signed in up here and you're actually signed in and it is syncing your data, it will send that data to your secure cloud storage. So that's very important. So if we ever say, contact an ASC or anybody in the company and say, hey, we're going to have to swap your computer out soon. First thing you're going to want to do, go in here. This is your lifeline. Everything you do is through Chrome, whether it be account tech, loop, app files, you name it. You're accessing Chrome for something. So make sure your data is being synced. If you click up here and it shows maybe a personal account, it may show someone's personal account, whether it be a previous employee, an agent, maybe even one of your personal accounts that you signed in at one point to check your email. It's okay if it happens, but we just want to make sure we get that signed out and that the proper things are being synced to the appropriate accounts. So if you click this little edit button up here, this will actually let you customize your profile. And you can change your photo to a cat if you want, or, you can customize, change the name, whatever you'd like. Once you do that, it'll show the name up here and it will reflect whatever colors you have. If there are profiles up here that you don't need, you can go to other profiles, click on the settings cog, and this is where you can remove accounts. So if I didn't want my account on here anymore, and I didn't want anybody to be able to sign in with my account, or I didn't want my profile being managed through the Google Chrome browser, you can click these three dots and then delete this profile from the computer. I know a lot of your computers have, previous agents, staff, different people that have just signed in on the computer. So feel free to delete any of those accounts that don't belong to you. Those are cloud synced profiles. They shouldn't have anything to do too much with the computer itself. So the first off we're going to discuss is inside of Google Chrome. If you click on the three dots in the top right, and we're going to click on settings. There's a few standard options that I change every time. And that's going to be you and Google. Make sure you're signed in. That's the number one thing. Syncing Google services, it's going to say, sign in again for me because I'm signed out. This is a temporary computer, so I'm not going to sign in. But make sure you're syncing your data. That's very important. The next is the privacy and security tab. So we may tell you periodically, you may hear this, you may have heard it in the past, but clearing your cookies and your cache, aka clearing your internet history. This is how you basically do this step. There's different ways to do it. You can do it from privacy and security, or you can do it from the three dots up here. So there's different ways to access this same screen. If we go to delete browsing data, it's going to give you this box with basic and advanced. You, you have two options. Feel free to leave it on basic if you'd like, but the time range, this needs to be changed to all time when you're clearing your data or your history. Because if you clicked on a bad link 5 minutes ago, then this last hour will take care of you. But a lot of times when we're clearing browsing data and history, it's because we've got 6 months worth of it inside of our browser. So as you can see here, if we go to last hour, for instance, on this advanced tab, it's only going to delete less than 25 megabytes in files and one history item. But if we go all time, well, 25 megabytes, but we're 18 history items. So this all time will considerably um, delete a lot more than the last hour. So this is your safest bet to delete browsing histories, cookies, and other site data, and cached images and files. If you do want to clear more than that, which is only recommended in certain circumstances, and you must be very careful with this because this can remove all of your passwords or any other data that you don't want to remove. So under the Advanced tab, this will allow us, if we had any saved passwords, to remove those and any form filling or any autofill form data. So when you go on a website and it populates your name, whether it be Paul Ladoci, if we clear that auto form fill data, then it will not auto populate that data in the future. So for the time being, though, basic, all time, select these top three options and then delete data. So anytime you're having issues with Moxie or if something isn't populating correctly on a web page and you've restarted your computer, you've checked Google Chrome for an update, this is going to be your next step. It's going to be deleting that history and cached images. Okay, so now that that is done, close Chrome, go back into it, and then all of my Chrome history should be deleted. And there we go, there's nothing left. So let's go back into settings here. And on the Appearance tab, we have Show the Home button. A lot of times this is off by default, and this is customized. So if this setting is changed and you're signed into your browser, if you sign in anywhere else, this setting will carry with you. But Show the Home button, it's a really important feature. It lets you get back to your home screen if you want, just by clicking that Home button. There's also another option in that settings field to show the bookmarks bar. So this is your bookmarks bar up top. This is all the stuff I've saved to have a quick resource. So I can click on this and very quickly get to Dash if I needed to. So the bookmark bar, you can keep that visible if you'd like. The next thing I want to talk about regarding security of the browser is extensions. This is something that's often overlooked, and a lot of people do not fully understand what extensions are and how they integrate with your browser. So for instance, AdBlock Plus. It's currently off on my system because it's turned off. This one can read my system. But if you click on the details, this is going to show you what that app has the ability to do regarding your site. So this allows this extension to read and change all of the data on websites that I visit. AdBlock Plus, although it is a good thing in certain circumstances to not see all those junky ads because a lot of them are useless and no good. But this would allow that extension to view all data on those websites. So if you're looking at a confidential web page that is top level security clearance or very private that nobody else can look at, well, just take note that AdBlock Plus has the ability to read and change any data on websites. And if we view this in the web store, this will tell us who owns AdBlock Plus. Developer is this company right here out of this maybe Germany, I maybe believe. I don't know where that is at, but yeah, so sometimes, these extensions that you have enabled, I've seen cases where it's an individual person. You may see somebody's personal email address as an iCloud account. That would mean if you gave that extension access to view any and all of the data that's on your websites, allow this extension to read and change any data on the websites, you would thus be giving that individual person or their company the rights to be able to view all the data on your websites. So it is very crucial to note that extensions have the ability to see everything and do everything that you do. They can act as you. So if you don't need them, turn them off. And then there's one last option over here, and that's About Chrome. About Chrome lets you very easily see if Chrome's up to date. A lot of times, everyone operates Chrome a little differently, and Chrome often updates their browser on a daily basis. So if Mary is trying to access a website at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but Chrome was updated at 10 o'clock, and she's the only person trying to navigate to it, she may have issues getting it. Until Chrome is updated. Now, Chrome is set to update on a nightly or bi-nightly basis when the computers are left on and connected to the internet. So Chrome should be updating automatically. Sometimes it doesn't. The computer might have been turned off. There might have been a glitch. We don't know, but Chrome might not have been updated. So that's a good thing to check. When you go into your settings, the three dots, go to settings. On the very bottom, click on About Chrome, and this will do a check for you. If Chrome's not up to date, a little icon will appear here and it will say relaunch Chrome. So feel free to do that anytime you've been having any issues with the browser. Now there's one more thing regarding history and private data. So anytime you visit a website, and let me clear this up here. I'll use Yahoo as an example, because Yahoo has a lot of stuff on their pages. No, it's loading nice and slow too. Come on. Okay, so all of these icons, letters, basically everything you see on the screen is being saved in the browser as history. We can see right here, AdBlock Plus, extensions, dash, everywhere I've already been. Now, anytime you have to log in as an agent or as another party, or even if you're just checking your personal email, if you're at your desk eating lunch, you wanted to check your personal email at work, there's an easy way to do that that won't get things all messy. If you click these three dots on the corner of Chrome and go to New Incognito window, okay, it'll say incognito right here because that's not associated with my user profile at all. This incognito window is going to go away as soon as this browser is closed. So I can go to, pbs.org. And if you go to look at your history, there's no history tab because history doesn't exist in the incognito window. So this is a perfect example when trying to get into an agent's email account or their Moxie account or logging in as them. You would open an incognito window, and that's the exact way to do it. Edge has a version of this, Internet Explorer, Chrome, every browser has a version of this. Now, this doesn't keep, the network from being able to see where you're going. This just keeps those websites from being able to store data on your computer. So don't think you're going to go, looking up all kinds of bad stuff on the internet in incognito thinking nobody can see it. Yes, they can see it. It's just not saving those credentials and those pictures on your computer. So that's a great way to be able to sign in as an agent. And then when you close that browser, you're still signed in on this browser. Nothing's going to change. So, and yeah, just, use Chrome as your default browser if possible. We don't want to use we try not to use Microsoft Edge, Firefox anymore. Those have all been depreciated. They don't work as well with our systems because we do offer Google. Oh, I'm sorry, not Google. um, it's going to be Sheets, Docs, and I know for Google, the typing in the Excel spreadsheet application. So, a lot of those will just work seamlessly with Chrome, even if you have Word or you don't have Word. So that's why it's so important to use Chrome if you can. Um, are there any questions regarding Google Chrome security, browser, tips and tricks? Any comments? Well, chat seems pretty empty, right? Well, it's 3:17. I think I've taken up enough of your guys' time. So I'm gonna jump off here. Oh, we got some chats. Let's see what we got. Yay. Awesome. Well, I'm glad I could explain that a little bit better. We'll do more of these on a weekly basis here. We hope to be having a tech training playlist set up in YouTube soon with some new content being recorded and updated on a weekly basis. That information will also be sent out through the Blue Matters Monday tips and maybe another third-party newsletter or something we may have. So, should you have Sync and Google services turned on? So, yeah. So sync is paused. Right now, it's not doing anything for me. It's pointless. Nothing's being saved. I can't sign in anywhere else because none of my data is going to come with me. But if I go ahead and sign in again for the sync in Google services, that's what's going to sync that data for me. So all I have to do is enter my username and password, and then all of my bookmarks and passwords will then go back into the cloud. So good question. Okay. Well, I love Google and it's awesome. So let them know that give it a chance. All right, everybody. We'll get this uploaded later on to the YouTube playlist. Thank you and have a good one. And don't click on any suspicious links in your email. Take care.